Hey you guys, what's going on? It's your girl Queen Motivation. Hoping you guys are enjoying this beautiful, beautiful day. As for myself, definitely enjoying it. You know I came to bring that motivational message, but before I do, I need you guys to go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you think. Like my video, share my video, and of course, if you have not yet subscribed, you already know what to do. Today, I want to talk about taking your eyes off the prize. Because in this season, a lot of us have gotten so conflicted because we were so focused on the things beneath us. We was not focused on the things in front of us. So with us not being able to focus on the things in front of us, we sure was not going to focus on the things ahead of us. But a lot of us was sure focused on the things below us and the things behind us. And because we were so focused on those things, we missed the mark. And if we have not missed the mark, we are definitely losing grip on the mark. So this message, I want to talk about sinking but not drowning. When you think about sinking, you know you're going underwater. And with each moment going underwater, the more your lungs begin to fill up with water. And you begin to sink more and more and more. And once you sink, you end up drowning. But see, I don't want to go into the whole dynamics of drowning because I don't want it to be where we drowned to where we died and now we float back to the top. That's not where I want to go. But I want to stay focused on sinking but not drowning. Let me explain something to you. Coming from myself, I have been a sinker for a lot of years of my life. I have put myself in the middle of that ocean on so many levels and just stood there and watched myself sink. There were boats on the left. There were boats on the right. There were lifeguards in front of me. But then there was something behind me that kept my attention. And every time I looked behind me to see what was going on, that's when I began to sink. Because I couldn't focus on the lifeboat over here. I couldn't focus on the lifeboat over there. I couldn't focus on the lifeguards and the life jackets in front of me. I was too focused on the things behind me. And every time I looked back, I sunk. Every time I tried to make a step, I sunk because I was too focused on what was behind me. In the same concept, in the Bible, when Peter was called out into the water, he was walking, but he was distracted. And since he was distracted, you know what happened. But here's the thing. A lot of us are distracted. We're distracted by our friends. We're distracted by our loved ones. We're distracted by our boyfriends, our girlfriends, our kids, our jobs. We're so distracted that we cannot focus on the things that's going to take us to a greater place in our lives. And that's why I want to encourage somebody to stop focusing on what's behind you. Yes, she hurt you. Yes, he hurt you. Yes, your kids disappointed you. Yes, that job let you go. Yes, you lost that car. Yes, you were evicted. Yes, all these things have happened to you. All these things has challenged your faith. All these things have allowed you to believe that there was nothing else to fight for. But I'm here to tell you, I have lost so many things. But the things that I lost were replaceable. But the one thing that I never want to lose is my mind. Because when you lose your mind, it's hard to get that back. And when you begin to lose your mind, you begin to lose focus. And when you lose focus, you got too far to the point where now you feel like you can't get back to that place. But here's the thing that I want to tell somebody. You are definitely going in the right direction, but your focus is off, which making you steer in the wrong direction. You're sinking because you're focusing on the things that's weighing you down. You're sinking because you're focusing on people that's adding more heaviness to your plate, to your boat. You're sinking because you've allowing all these people to get in here and fill up your space. And when it's crowded, they move. But every time they move, they left something in your boat. So by them leaving something in your boat, even though they went away, They're long behind you now. But they left something in your boat. And every time they left something in your boat was heavier and it was heavier and you were sinking more and more to the bottom. But I'm here to tell you, stop letting people get in your boat. If they don't have a life jacket for you, then you don't need to be giving them a life jacket. Because now your focus is to focus on the things above you and to focus on the things ahead of you. Because you looking down in that water or you looking back, you're going to sink. And the more you sink, the lower and lower you get. And the more you go to the bottom of that ocean, it's harder to get back. And that's when you're going to float back to the top. But it's not going to be the kind of floating you want, because you'll have sunk yourself all the way to the bottom to where you filled your lungs up. And now you're floating to the top. But you're only floating because you let yourself die. We're not here to let ourselves die. We're here to live lives. We're here to focus. We're here to encourage somebody. We're here to allow somebody to know that this is not the end. I don't want you to sink. I don't want you to drown. I want you to float to your next destination. Because you are now focusing on your life jacket, your life guard, your life boat. Those bills going to get paid. You're going to eat. You will have food on the table, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet. You are going to be covered. But don't get distracted. You looking at his shoes because he have on Jordans. You looking at your shoes because you have on Air Force Ones. You want his shoes because his shoes are nicer. You don't know what he went through to get those shoes, but you want them. So you want to walk in his shoes just because they look nice. Everything that looks nice isn't good for you. Everything that looks nice. Because his shoes come with brokenness and pain and burden and hurts and disgrace and all this stuff that you don't want. That's what his shoes come with. Your shoes are light. They're blessed. They're flowing. You're walking in greatness. But you're so distracted on his shoes, you can't even focus on how nice your shoes are. You have to believe in yourself and trust your process. There is purpose in your life. In spite of the pain, there's purpose. So I want to challenge somebody today to release those distractions. Do not take your eyes off the prize. Stay focused on what's ahead. You cannot focus on your past without getting to your right now. And you can't get to your future without going through your right now. So this message is to let somebody know that do not get distracted by the ways of the world. Do not get distracted by what your friends have going on. Do not get distracted about the things that happened to you in the past. That's going to keep you in the past. Because the past isn't going to bring you anything but more pain. And the more pain, it's going to be harder to focus. You have to heal by releasing those things you don't need. You do not need those things nor those people. Like I always tell you in mostly all of my videos, if not in my videos, I say it at the end of a text message or however I deliver this message, I always tell you to go be great on purpose, because you have a purpose, and that purpose is to be great. And if you're focusing on the things that's not going to make you great, then you're living and walking in the wrong purpose. So stay focused. Don't look down, because you're going to trip. Don't look back, because you're going to fall. If you look to your left, don't look too long. If you look to your right, don't look too long. Because I don't want you to get distracted. I want you to stay focused. Because your elevation is near. But sometimes elevation requires isolation. There's nothing wrong with isolating yourself as long as it's for healthy reasons. If it's not healthy and you isolating yourself because you want to be depressed and lay up and feel sorry for yourself and have everybody else feel sorry for you, that's the wrong reason to isolate yourself. But if you're isolating yourself because you're ready for that elevation, and you know that in order to get the elevation, you have to let some things go, you have to let some people go, you have to remove yourself from certain things, that's fine. Isolate yourself. But do not stay in isolation. Get there and get out. Get there and get out. Go get your blessing. And when you get your blessing, bring it to the next person that's looking for a blessing. Because one thing for certain, two things for sure, blessings are going to flow. But you have to be ready to let go of these things and these people that's in your way. If you want to be single for 30 years, because that's the only way you can focus, be single for 30 years. Be focused. But when that time is ready to move, be ready to move. Because every one of us have been through something. And a lot of us are still getting through some things. But the one thing I don't want us to stay focused on is that past. Leave that past alone. My past can kill me if I stay focused on it. Your past can kill you if you stay focused on it. Sometimes our past be having us shaking and breathing funny and having all kind of anxiety attacks because we're focused on something that can't even touch us no more. It's in the past, it's behind me. Anything behind me, it's behind me for a reason. When time get behind me, I can't go back and get time. It is 4:36. Whatever I do in 4:36 is happening in 4:36. When it turns 4:37, I can't go back and be like, oh shoot, I forgot to do that in 4:36. It's behind me. If I didn't get it done at 4:36, hey, on to 4:37. Whatever happens at 4:38, I can no longer get back 4:37. So anything that's behind you, a minute behind you, 2 minutes behind you, leave it there. Keep going. Because you cannot get time back. When time is gone, it's gone. That's it. So don't waste your time focusing on things you can't get back.